Okay, dear friends, I'm back. Today I'd like to go through the machine of Nibbles on the hex box. I've already spawned the machine earlier, and this is the IP address of this machine or target. And I'd like to use the POM box, which is online Pilot OS, to do this penetration. Of course, this online Pilot OS is provided by the hex box. Before we start today's video, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. This will help me very much. You are greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's just get started. So then we can switch over to the viewer. As you can see here, I have already done the Nmap scanning, and this a result for this scanning. I use the options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, and also the comprehensive scan. And I use the T4 to speed up this process of scanning. And also the uppercase PN stands for that this Nmap will not do the host alive test. We always assume the target is online. So from the Nmap scanning results, as you can see over here, the two open ports. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service and also the actual version information. As we know, this version doesn't have any vulnerability. And the second one is 80, which is running HTTP service and also its corresponding version information, which is Apache 2. So what we are going to do next is to do immersion for the web application. Let's fire up our browser. Maybe I can open up our browser and put the IP address of the target. Let's hit enter. Yeah, very simple words. Hello world. And you can check the source code, but there is one comment which is saying that there is Nibble block directory. So we can access this. Maybe we can copy this directory because I don't want to type in to avoid mistake. Okay, as you can see, yeah, I think this is some sort of the block, but this one is not WordPress, but Nibble block, CMS. So what we are going to do next, of course, also we can check whether this site has robots file or not, but it does not have. And then next we turn over the two parts. We can use the GoBuster or Ligato. Maybe we can use Ligato first to see what information we can get from the Ligato. Yeah, Ligato is always my first tool to use during the stage of the web application immersion because it often reveals information about the web application itself, like vulnerabilities, like misconfigurations, also some common files or directories. But in this case, nothing special we can get. So I'd like to interrupt it here. And now we need to use the GoBuster to do the immersion. GoBuster dir. Dir stands for directory, and maybe we can copy the URL from the browser and go back to our terminal. And we need to specify the word list. The first word list, or the most frequent word list I'd like to using is this one, GoBuster, and directory, medium, and also, yeah, as always, I like to specify the extension option, HTML back JavaScript and TXT. So that's it. We can press enter to see which kind of directories or files we can retrieve. Okay, I think the GoBuster has retrieved so many different directories or files. And I think the first one is admin.php. We can check on this manually, admin.php. Oh, sorry, maybe this one has history or cache in our browser. I like to remove recent history. I don't want to affect your experience when you watch this video. So now we can access or private mode. Make it bigger, and then the IP address of the target. And the Nibbles block. Yeah, my IP address. Oh, sorry, my IP address is incorrect. Let's hit enter. Yeah, we got the same response. And then we can check admin PHP. Yeah, require us to be authenticated. So we can check like admin login, but failed. And also we can try admin and password, but it doesn't work as well. And then we can try if we can use the login bypass technique. And the random password, login, failed. So what we are going to do next, maybe we can use the SQL map to test whether this login panel has SQL injection vulnerability. To do that, we can use the Burp Suite to intercept the request. I can launch Burp Suite. Next. And intercept, but sorry, my private window doesn't contain the Foxy proxy, so maybe I can go back to my original one, admin PHP. Yeah, we can set the proxy to be burp, and then we need to set the intercept option to be on, and then we can, for example, admin password and login. Then we Burp Suite got the request or intercept the request. We can copy the request to file, and we can save it as IEQ txt. Save. Then we can use the, maybe I can open up another tab and use the SQL map. And the level I'd like to set to yes. Let's hit enter. You know, for me, I'm not just showing the key process of the penetration. What I'm doing is trying to showcase the entire process when you do the such similar pen testing. Yeah, I will try my efforts to do that. But I can tell you, we cannot find any SQL injection vulnerability. To save time of this video, I'd like to cancel this process. So now we can go back to our directory enumeration process. As you can see, the GoBuster has already enumerated out many different directories and also files. So I think that we can take a look at this file, readme. You know, the readme often contains some user information like version information. Admin readme. We need to turn off the proxy. Yeah, we got the content of readme. As you can see, now we can know the version of this CMS Nibble block. Yeah, is this one. So we can, of course, we can use the Google search engine to make research. Google Nibble block exploit. Yeah, so yeah, the exploit database we can click, and also the Rapid 7, because Rapid 7, if the Rapid 7 or Metasploit has a module which can work for the exploit or vulnerability, this will be the most preferable way. But you know, this module require us to be authenticated first. We need to get the username and password first. As you can see, as you scroll down, sorry, maybe I can launch our Metasploit console. Yeah, I like the Metasploit so much. And we can search Nibble block. And we got the module name. We can make a copy of this module name, and we can use this one. Then we can show options. As you can see, we need to know or need to get the username and password first. But so far, we don't get these credentials yet. Now we can go back to our browser. Maybe, yeah, if we go back to our admin PHP, oh sorry, admin, you know, as we, I think this must be another admin, and also the content. For you, we need to go through all enumerated directories and files. For example, the content, and there's some subdirectories like private, and this one, users, XML file includes admin. I mean the username is admin, but we still don't get the password for this user. So maybe we can make a reasonable guess. You know, this CMS is a Nibble block. Maybe the password has a bit of relationship with the name of the CMS. So we can try that. We can go back. Maybe we do not need. We just go back to our admin portal. And at this point, we have already know the username. And the password may be like a Nibble, but failed. And we can try Nibbles. Yeah, which is successful. So now that we have already got, maybe we can interrupt the directory enumeration process and go back to our Metasploit. Now we have already got the username and password information. We can set the username as admin, and set password to Nibbles. And we need to set the remote host to our target, right? And we need to set the target URI, and to be Nibble block. And then we need to set the local host to our payload OS or our own machine, which is this one, and set local port number to be 555. And now we can run this module. Yeah, it looks like it's working, and the MetaPreta session 1 opened. Now we need to elevate our privilege. We just wait for the banner to be shown up, and then we can move forward. Okay, we can run like get UID, get UID, the Nibbler, and maybe we can spawn the shell session, and we can check the version, of the Python, and the Python 3, pty spawn. And now we can do some local immersion, right? We can go to the Nibbler, and then we can get the user flag. Okay, so now we need to elevate our privilege to root user. As I mentioned, the first technique we can check, we can test is sudo, right? So as you can see from the result, we can run this shell script to elevate our privilege to root user without supplying the password of root user. And we can check, this file. But this file, sorry, I need to remove it because, sorry about that, this is my history file. And now maybe also I need to, when you do this machine the first time, this will be the one you should look at. So we can sudo again, and we can check this file, this shell script. So this file, no such file or directory. Even we under the home directory, no personal subdirectory or stuff. So the first thing, we can create the directory first, and then the file under this directory. So we can use the P option to set up the directory recursively stuff. Okay, and now we can go to the personal stuff, and now we can create the shell script, and then we can write the reverse shell command to this shell script, and then get or spawn another shell. At this point, this, I think this is very common and also the popular technique. And we need to try different ways or means to obtain reverse shell. And we can got that. How do we got the help? This is where Pentest Monkey or other similar websites come into play. For example, I think I already opened up such website like this one. Or similarly, we can use the Pentest Monkey. So we can make a copy, right, of this line of reverse shell command of Python. To be honest, when I did this machine the first time, I tried to use the netcat to set up or spawn the shell, but it failed. Now we can paste in here, and of course we need to know the version of, we already know that, no Python 2, but Python 3. But because we want to use the echo command to write this line of command into the monitor shell script. And if you look at this line, there's like a single quote and also the double quote. We need to escape. Of course, we need to first change the IP address to our own machine and the port number, for example, like 666. And then, we need to escape the double quotes. Use the backwards slash, and also this one. And also we need to escape this double quotes, and this one. Similarly, this one, and we got the prepared command. We can make a copy, go back to our shell, then we can echo. In the outer, we can use the double quotes now, because inside this line of commands we have already escaped the double quotes. And then another double quote to include all the strings. Then we can redirect to the monitor shell script, and we need to make it executable. And now we can run this shell script. But before we run that, we need to set up the listener first, right? And the port number should be the same as the one when we write command or reverse shell command. Okay, we can copy the absolute path of our shell script, sudo. Now we go back to our this one, where we got another shell, and from the banner we can know that we are root user. Then we can navigate into the root directory, and then we can retrieve the content of the root flag. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a good day.